go to the gazebo and make an appointment. Players and officials, this is your 2-minute warning. Players and officials, this is your 2-minute warning. If you want the photos taken, they are only taking photos today. If you do not get over there and get your team photo or your solo photo, we are not taking photos any of the days this weekend, just today. So you need to get your team, or team manager to arrange for the team to go and get an appointment if you want the team photo for the tournament. If this is team photos, take that photo between pitches 4 and 5. Players and officials, this is your 1-minute warning. Players and officials, 30 seconds. Please take to the field, ready to play. Players and officials, stand by.
So welcome back. Portugal boys 18s versus Wales boys 18s, a Welsh side that has bags of quality, and the Portuguese team that will probably play some unstructured touch as we saw the 15s do, but they certainly don't lack ball playing ability, and Portugal open the scoring. First time of asking. Lovely ball into the corner, the opening score. Lexi, this feels like a good game to go.
I mean, what can you say about that? Just attack with pace from the start and you're off to a winner. That will give Portugal a really good boost to start this game, and Wales will have to see if they can retaliate.
It's finished well by Antonio Crespo, who's a namesake footballer. The Argentinian was a pretty decent finisher as well. There's a bobbly roll ball though from Wales, early turnover unfortunately, but Yeri Ling and Middleton just forcing that turnover for Portugal. Nice bit of physicality coming in on the touch from Tom Davies.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Wales there. They had a lot of momentum, just carried it the wrong way, unfortunately. But Portugal are hitting this with a lot of pace, and Wales are doing the same in defence there.
Oh, the heads-up play is good, and now there's a proper foot race. Does he have the pace to get over? Tom Davies with another defensive intervention. But Francisco Savevas almost doubled the Portuguese lead and probably have caught Wales napping a little bit here. Lovely open side quickie, scooping. Flash hands are on. It's speculative through the legs from João Baptista. But the offside penalty gives them a fresh set of 6. I like the look of this Portuguese side already.
You just can't beat a bit of jouet, can you? And it's always really hard to defend against. I mean, Wales won't really know what's hit them here, so they're going to have to change everything they think they know to try and defend this.
What's the Portuguese word for jouet?
I'm sure it's something great, isn't it?
I'm going to do some Duolingo in a minute and we'll figure that one out. Open side quickie options here. Portuguese just burning a couple touches. Baptista and Savivas. Here is Savivas. Baptista in motion, driving hard, looking to rip long, instead dives. It's an opportunity to go to the wing. It's Miguel Carvalho in this near wing slot, who is occupying quite a dangerous area. He's manned up by William Brock for the moment, but Brock has a tendency to drift further infield. This time they do look to go to the wing. Lofted pass, just a little bit too tall. But Portugal doing a good job at using all of their touches. It still remains one score an advantage for the team from the Algarve, but they look pretty good so far, and Wales just need to kick into gear.
Yeah, Portugal look very much in control here, actually, and I don't know if Wales were expecting it, so they're going to have to give it something else here to try and get the lead. But again, Portugal now dominating here, get a fresh set on the line.
Charlie Bonham was asked a lot to go and get that ball in grasp, and I think Wales, that was a symptom of Portuguese pressure, trying to go a little bit too heads up. And now it's a familiar pairing, Savivas and Baptista. Savivas back to Baptista. They're going to rip long, that's a dagger. But
well defended by the winger there.
Yeah, well marshalled over on that far side. And Tom Davies wearing 15 into that link channel, really setting expectations. 32 short here for Portugal. Baptista checking away. There's a nice pass into the link channel for Baptista. They want to go quickly, and they do. But the opportunity, I think, might have just escaped Portuguese hands. It was unfortunate. Thiago Ramalto just caught a little bit unawares at the Portuguese endeavour. There was a definite opportunity to go look for that phase play. Didn't quite happen for Portugal, and this is a much better subset from Wales.
Some fantastic defensive snipes from Bonham there, though. He was cornering and shutting and was on the right man every time.
Yeah, what a bit of play that is. That far link, and then Wales escaping into the goal area, connecting, scoring. And that is the reply that Wales needed. Dalton combining with Amani Jones. Brings us back all square. A lovely play. Dalton with the right foot step escapes his covering defender. Amani Jones gets the ball down, but you've got to shout out the work of Lewis Williams latching on in that subset. I mean, we do like a good latch. It's a very important part of that subset. Williams just ate up all the yards.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Wales needed that. They just needed to wake up a little bit, but now they're on their feet and they're going to give Portugal a good run here. Yeah,
Piver, that's a lovely ball into the wing channel, not quite taken. I think the winger was thinking about stepping the Welsh defender before he had ball in hand.
It's a bit of a tall ask always for the winger when you see that ball coming towards you and you know that you've got a defender chasing you down. You've got about 4 decisions to make in a second, so it's always a tough one.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the worst decision to make there is indecision, which is what happened to that Portuguese winger. Open side roll ball here for Hooper. Hooper, right-handed scoop, trying to accelerate. Late check away. Refs are happy with the timing of the pass. Back over towards Hooper, wrapping round, looking for switches, opportunities, feeding to the wing. This is a lovely bit of play here from Wales, just slowing up for a moment. It was a 4-on-3 on this near-hand side. If it just put his foot down and accelerated through the space, Wales might have gotten over that try line again, but as it stands, it was good Portuguese defence.
Yeah, that very much felt like Wales are trying to beat Portugal at their own game here. They're quite heads up with this, and they were trying to do the same thing. Unfortunately, to no avail, but it's definitely what we want to see.
Yeah, Tom Davies caught offside. I thought that was a call that was always going to come. Tap restart here for Portugal, just taking the meters on offer in front of them. Really impressed by some of this Portuguese work already. There's Mendes. Nice check away to Suto.
Yeah, these constant check passes are really hard to defend because you can't commit to one person, but by lacking to commit, then you're left completely vulnerable. So it's really tough.
Oh, lovely late wrap, 3-on-2 opportunities. There's a lovely grab. Yeah, Mendes was asked a lot and stood up to the task well. Lovely right foot hitch kick step, late check away, ball just goes to ground. There's a lot of the union style touch about this Portuguese team, and we were talking about it in the game beforehand where it was the boys 15s from Portugal taking on England, and the boys 15s from Portugal ran 21 shorts the entire game, and England have almost that boys 15 side from England would have almost certainly never have seen that before because it's very old style of play. I think this Portuguese 18s team is doing the opposite. They're playing not a lot of structure, they're playing very open, they're playing very expansive, and Wales are probably expecting them to take more touches than they actually are.
Yeah, I mean, it's always having that, using the width of the pitch is always going to be really difficult because you never really know where you stand as a defender. So Portugal seem to be utilising that quite a lot, but both teams have the fundamentals here, like they're initiating touches really well. It's looking really nice, it's just getting that momentum in your favour.
Absolutely. And Portugal to go through their subset with some level of efficiency. The second touch, not quite over the halfway yet.
Fantastic pressure from the Welsh defence here. They're really not letting them make any yards, which you really want to be doing when you sub on, but there's no space for them to move here.
No, not at all, but there's a nice late check away. This is 5th touch now. 2-on-1 opportunities. That's 5th. Just killing the ball in the corner. It's a decent end, however, that is a bit of a criminal turnover. We're not a big fan of that one, and we are a very big fan of that actually. And that is a turnover.
Very well read from the Welsh player there. He could see there was no half ready to pick up that ball, so he sniped on in there, and now it's a Welsh ball.
I think it was the number 2, Jacob Thomas, who just flew out the line. And it's a really good bit of heads-up play. If someone, if a Portuguese player rolls the ball and there's another half within 2 metres, then it's fair game and everything's live. There's no offside line. And if Wales get a score off this, they could be thanking Thomas. However, a blast the referee's whistle brings that one to a grinding halt. I think that was a forward pass or touch and pass given. So we remain locked all square. It's probably the lowest scoring game we've had on live stream so far, 1 try apiece. But it's shaping up to be a really interesting, but it's a chess match at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely agree. It doesn't have to be a high scorer to be entertaining. This is very much an equal battle that we're seeing here, which is great to watch, and both teams will be feeling the intensity, and it's just who succumbs to the pressure.
Yeah, and I think stylistically it's really interesting. Wales are playing quite traditional touch, and Portugal are playing Portugal are playing the game like it's a game. Wales are playing the game with a game plan.
Yeah.
And at the moment, they're both cancelling each other out, and it's a really interesting, thoroughly interesting watch. Mendes gets into his line attack setup. There's a nice 32 shot on offer for Piver. Piver with the skip pass. 2-on-1 here. Should just dive over the line. Gives the late pass away. It's well crowded out by the Welsh defence. It was threatening stuff from Portugal.
Yeah, it's looking really good, and as you were saying, it's so difficult to play a team that has such a different style to yours, because you have to change everything you think you know, mentally and physically, and communicate that with your team, and both teams are going to be feeling the frustration from that.
Oh, absolutely. And there is a lot of frustration. I think the referee's just spotted a bit of an infringement there. Yeah, it's fair. It was a initiating the touch on unfortunately and completely accidentally on the jaw of the Portuguese defender, which is obviously illegal. You cannot do that, and accidental. And there was a shake of the hands afterwards to say, look, sorry about that, mate.
Yeah, and the refs are doing a commendable job here, because it is a difficult game to try and manage, and they're doing really well so far.
Absolutely. There's a bit of a bobbly roll ball there, just falling to ground, turnover back into Wales. I agree with your point that referees are doing a really good job of just measuring tempers and frustrations. Not like it's in danger of getting to something that would be unsavoury, but these are two nations that will leave it all out there for their country.
Yeah, 100%. It's very much a close battle at the minute, and it is anyone's game. It's just who can keep their composure the longest, I think.
Absolutely. There's fourth touch, fifth coming now. Hooper, left foot step, getting into the in-goal area. Late pass away. Lovely hands on offer. But a brilliant touch brings that one to a close. Antonio Crespo.
There's such quick hands in this Welsh squad. It's incredible to see. They're just catching and passing before they can even think about it.
I think what's really nice, and I'm going to show that I'm a bit of a nose now, actually. All of the passes are not at chest. They're about a foot in front of the chest. So players can just catch and receive and not have to sort of get it out of their chest to then release the ball. The core skills are mightily impressive from this Welsh team. And sweeper platform here. Williams driving, scoring. Brilliant covering touch, and the Portuguese sub-box like that one a lot.
Yeah, so did I. That was fantastic. An absolute saver there.
There's Tom Davies positioning himself back in at length. There's Hooper working alongside Middleton. Hooper back to Middleton, driving, right foot step, scoring, and this time the Portuguese middle's called offside, and it's try time.
That's unlucky. It was really reactive play there, but not quite back on side, so yeah, they'll definitely be using that and enjoy that a lot.
It's nice conditioning as well. The Portuguese number 9, Rodrigo Queiroz, had made one brilliant try-saving touch beforehand, but that step back on the inside just caught him slightly offside. The Welsh take the lead, a 2-1 in this game.
Yeah, I think Wales fancied their chances there, didn't they? You stop us once and you're not going to do it again.
I agree. There's a lovely right-hand ball, but unfortunately for Wales, Charlie Bonham just could not help himself. Had his hand in an area it shouldn't have been and give away the fresh set of 6. And Portugal with their tail slightly up, and Salvador Mendes wearing 8. They're going to pull strings. We'll be eyeing up crossing that Welsh line once more.
Could be dangerous territory for Wales here. They need to keep their composure and keep their structure.
Savivas looking to feed Baptista, but it's a wobbly roll ball. Wales get away with one, and Bonham who's probably got a hand of thanks to his Welsh middles there. Forcing that defensive turnover. Lovely dummy from Williams. It's a much better transition here from Wales. His fourth, fifth coming now. Checking into the infield. Straightened brilliantly. And now driving, accelerating, fast hands surely have got to be the recipe for success. And Bonham will finish in the corner. Lovely early release by Alfie Southgate. And Wales' lead extends to 2.
That was amazing to watch. Something interesting I did note is their latching player targeted the defending winger. So it really drew everybody into that side of the pitch, and then they could bring it back out and then send it back that way. So it was just really getting them dancing on the line.
Yeah, I think it was that far side wing and link, for Portugal. Probably just got caught being a little bit of like a table football going here, there, and everywhere, and then just got their defensive spacing a little bit wrong. And Wales are too good not to punish that. Sweeping platform here for Portugal, driving hard, but Welsh defence and Hooper setting onside. Link punish opportunity. Now coming back over to the open side, dummying, diving at the line. Refs are happy with the onside.
I think the timing from Portugal is what they're really going to want to try and improve on here, because they're getting a bit eager. They're dumping slightly before the 7, and they really just want to make sure they've got the defence where they want them.
Yeah, I think also I'd really like to see, there was that opportunity earlier on in the half where they wanted to go phase. And I thought that could be a really interesting avenue to find some success, that those phase play options are normally really dangerous. And after that, I've seen a few. Oh, speaking of danger, my word, he's left smoke on the ground behind him. Tom Davies with some of the fastest feet we'll see here on live stream. Unfortunately, this near sideline ref has got something to say, and it's going to be disallowed. I think it's an illegal play of the ball that's been called.
Oh, that is so tough. He'll be gutted from that. The wheels on that man are just unbelievable.
I mean, the ground's dry enough. If he runs any faster, we'll be in risk of something unsavoury happening to the ground. He's moving so fast.
Bit of a scrappy subset here from Portugal, but they've redeemed it really well. Great depth and momentum coming onto the pitch. See if they can use the defence, who are scrambling a little bit here.
That's a nice quickie option. Unfortunately, that ball just didn't quite stick in the hands. And it's a really good example, actually. Again, I'm going to put my Norse hat on for a minute. From a Welsh perspective, you'll see in their sets, all of their passes are in front of the players. So players have to check. Whereas actually in that attacking set from Portugal, as we see Tom Davies just go off on another marauding run, in that attacking set from Portugal, the pass was into the body. It sort of stunts that momentum a little bit. So it's just one of those micro skills that is making all the difference.
Don't you think it's amazing that we're at this level talking about such fine margins?
It's a really good point, actually. The fact that some of these are going to be 16 years old, and we're talking about angles of passes. What we're not speaking about, though, is Thomas Priest-Evans, who flew through offside defenders to establish a 3-try lead now. It's a really nice heads-up play. Heard the call from the referee. Play on. Priest-Evans says thank you very much. 4-1 now for Wales. And they started probably in first gear for a little bit too long. And then as soon as that first score went in, they've shifted through the gears. They're playing with a lot more confidence now.
Yeah, 100%. It's a weird thing, momentum. I mean, when you start winning, you don't actually want to stop. And I think that's what's happened for Wales here. They're enjoying the feeling of dominating this match. And Portugal are now going to have a bit of a fire to try and get back into it.
Absolutely. Oh, lovely option here. Lovely late switch away. This is danger. Again, I would love, and it's so easy being up here, right? It is the easiest job in the world. So if you're watching this back, Portugal, and you think, well, what are you on about? Well, it's because I've got this lovely vantage point. Setups like that, where the player, I believe it was the number 11 for Portugal, Vasco Cardona, tried to just dive over the line. If he takes his time, runs phase there, there's all sorts of problems for Wales, and Wales will be scrambling. And I'd love to see this Portuguese side add that to their repertoire.
Yeah, and they're more than capable. I mean, they've got such strong foundations, and they're a really strong touch team. It's just honing in on those small details that will give them the advantage.
I could not agree more. And Lewis Williams positioned himself back into that far link channel. Lovely footwork, lovely bouncing. Oh my word, what a defensive touch that was from Vasco Cardona, because if he hadn't have made it, then Jacob Dalton would have single-handedly, he's almost certainly going to be try of the tournament if he goes over there. Lovely late switches now with the wing. Bonham, almost connected with Williams to go back over to the short side. I'm loving the endeavour of Wales on fifth touch. There's no fear in this team, is there?
No, absolutely not. And I think that's the joy of playing a team who that is kind of their structure anyway, of just playing fearlessly and playing what's in front of them. So actually getting to see that come against that in a different capacity is really interesting.
Yeah, and it's almost like Wales have taken a leaf out of the Portuguese book and said, well, you scored a scorcher in your opener just by playing a bit of heads up. We'll do a little bit of that ourselves.
Yeah, that's something I've really enjoyed with watching these matches so far, is the players are learning from the rest of the players on their team, but also the other teams, and seeing what they're doing and implementing it really, really quickly. For a junior tournament, they're so quick at implementing things they've seen previously in the game. Yeah,
well, I think a really good example of that was the screens that we saw get run earlier on from Scotland. Actually, I've seen, as I was walking around on my break, I've seen teams practicing screens, and I think, yeah, how good. I mean, I love it. I think it's a wonderful thing. It really encapsulates what this tournament is really all about. So you see Priest Evans just have to work hard to get that ball off the floor. I think it's going to be given foot in the ruck penalty. Is indeed. Danger sides. He's got Iari Link wearing 5 in this link channel. There's Priest Evans.
Definitely in dangerous territory now for Portugal.
Yeah, Priest Evans driving hard the line, left foot step, just looking to condition the defence. It's a little bit Matador-like from Priest Evans, just goading the defence, trying to get as many offside players up in the touch as possible. Working alongside Ollie Elias. Here is Elias. Over side quickly for Elias, right foot step, dummying, escaping into the in-goal area for a moment. Looking for a really good defensive touch from Tom Abois.
I mean, from an objective point of view, the Portuguese side have such a physical presence. Like, you look at that on the defensive line and you're already panicking.
Oh, Priest Evans on the out, Link, one more pass has to go, lovely finish. Finished in the corner by William Brock, but that is a team score through and through. What a lovely bit of variation.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen so much happening in this match, and much like the rest of them we've seen, it's just improving as it goes on. They're learning from each other. They're seeing what's not working and improving it for next time. And I feel like the momentum has really picked up in this game, and they're putting more into it. They've both got a fire. They both still want this.
Absolutely. And at the half, the Welsh boys 18s take a 4-try lead over Portugal boys 18s, who, honestly, if they had one attacking platform, this game looks completely different, and I know that they've got the coaches to problem solve that. But at half time, it's Welsh dominance. The second half will be up for you in about 2 minutes' time.
They are currently up to order 2570. If your order is ready, you should have had an email. They are started to collect. The orders are starting to back up. So if your order is ready, please can you come and collect it. They are currently up to 2570. So that's the important thing right now. If you have an order over at the merchant shop, please make your way over, collect your items. They're up to 2570. The table is full of pre-ordered stuff. So if you've ordered something, please go and collect it. You will need your email to get your items. Reminder, if you want to have your face paint is here. We have fresh drinks, coffee shop. If you want to get yourself something to drink, we've got the ice creams. We've got mac and cheese on fries. We've got Sammy's. We've got Big Melts. All your food is being taken care of. All your variations, if you have any gluten-free. I know Big Melts is gluten-free, stuff like that. So if you want to get yourself sorted, they also do vegetarian options in all of them. So if you want to go over and see them, get yourself something to eat. And a reminder, 2570 order number. If you've had a number lower than that, your item is ready. Please make your way over and collect it. your 2-minute warning. The reminders, if you want a picture, please move yourself over to take that photo marking. Players and officials, this is your 1-minute warning. Players and officials, this is your 1-minute warning. So far through your tournament experience, why not get over to take the photo? Don't forget to take your team photos as well. They are being taken today only if photos of teams or solos images are being taken today. After today, you will not be able to get any pictures taken. Players and officials, this is your 30-second warning. Please take to the field, ready to play. And the marking for take that photo is between pitch 4 and 5. Players and officials, stand by.
And so here we go, second half underway. The Wales are in the driving seats. Portugal are not too far behind. A few little fixes here and there, and the score sheet could look completely different as we see Hooper. Opens side quickie, steps back in between the Lincoln middle. Maybe the Lincoln wing was the right option, not taken on this occasion. But Hooper and Middleton, wise enough to make some good reads. It's an industrious start from Wales, drawing an early penalty.
Be looking for as much of momentum as they can gain and keep and carry over from the first half here. They don't want to be slowing this down at all.
Nice sweeper platform here for Davies. Davies the left foot step, accelerates to the line. A brilliant diving touch denies Davies an opportunity. We get another score on the board for Wales. There's Middleton. Hooper steadying the ship. Hooper feeds back to Middleton. Middleton with the right foot step. Lovely engaged, lovely hole. That is absolute money. Sam Phillips with a finish. But Zach Middleton with a little bit of footwork that does the Portuguese defenders all ends up.
Well, Phillips just put himself in the perfect position there. He had oodles of space. He was calling for it. He was ready for it. Yeah, that was textbook stuff.
Yeah, and you know, the work from Middleton was exquisite, but you know, it's really easy for Sam Phillips to overrun that line and not have the momentum to carry himself through the hole. It was really nice sort of tempering of his running line, and he timed it to perfection. It's not the start that Portugal would have wanted. They were going to get on the scoreboard early. Lovely variation off the sweeper. This could be dangerous. If there's one person you don't want to try and run around the outside of, it's Lewis Williams, who is probably up there for one of the fastest people of the tournament from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, high praise indeed. Definitely looking threatening in this game.
And Portugal going edge to edge very effectively. Late blind wrap almost connecting. There's a little smile between the two Portuguese players and an exchange of hands as well. And Salvador Mendes was looking to wrap around Mikhaili Karapete. Not quite happening on that occasion though. Lovely hands on offer, good touch coming in, potentially off the mark. Referees are happy to let that one go. Amani Jones flies through the roll ball as well, followed in suit by Southgate.
An incredibly strong subset from Wales here. They came on with such momentum that they can now just slow it down, set up the next play and hopefully catch Portugal off guard.
It's so valuable to have that extra touch ready to go. There's a lovely bit of work here as well from Ollie Elias, just steadying the ship, getting this attacking platform right. And it's Priest Evans with a lovely bit of skill. Lovely hitch kick step as well, trying to throw the late blind switch, but that is fifth. I think they thought that they were on last already. It's Priest Evans. They're going to rip long, does connect with a wing. Bonham finishes. Are the referees happy that that one was flat out of the hands? No, they're not. It did look mightily forward in the end. But the wind is blowing in that direction. I wonder if the referees would have been happy. But Priest Evans was diving into his box of tricks in that line attack set.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a mirror to what we'd just seen from Portugal try and do up there with the switches, and they're definitely trying to play them on their own game here, and it is working.
Well, I mean, we sort of had this discussion at half-time in one of the games over on pitch 2, where one of the things that I love about junior tournaments is they play the sport. Well, this is a game, and it's meant to be played with a lot of fun. You're meant to try things, you're meant to enjoy your time. And Portugal are doing exactly that, but trying to play really jouer. And I really like the look of Thomas Priest Evans because he's also having fun with it, but there's accuracy to it as well, and that blend is just horrible to play against.
Yeah, it's absolutely wicked. When you partner that with structured play and a lot of speed, you just don't know what's coming next when you face them. So yeah, it's really tough to play against.
It's a lovely bit of line speed. That ball was played away. It's good defensive work again, Iari Ling. Light play away, fifth touch. It's left-handed long ball, trying to find the wing, not quite happening on that occasion though. Again, really impressed with the percentages from Portugal. They're using all of the touches afforded to them more often than not. It's a really valuable thing. So it goes back to conversations that we've had previously, setting yourself these little targets, chip away the aggregate and see where that leaves you. And I think Portugal are doing a really good job of that. And their heads-up style of rugby is benefiting off these little more touch-coded skills.
Yeah, 100%. And in basically every Portugal set we've seen so far, every person has touched the ball. They're making sure it's a fully inclusive thing. And they're all enjoying it.
Would you like to repeat? We are simple people. We like what we like,
yeah,
and we love a good dummy.
Love a good dummy. Every time it gets me. Every time, if it works, absolutely textbook. It's beautiful.
Zach Middleton with a lovely bit of ball manipulation, and he's really enjoying himself in this second half. We didn't quite have the attacking platform in the first half. Hooper was scooping a lot and finding so much success off the back of it. It feels like they've now put the ball into Zach Middleton's hands and say, okay, we're going to give you quickie platforms. Let's see what you can do. And he's 2 for 2 in the second half already. There's Portugal, the left-hand rip, trying to find some spacings. Again, it's a really good opportunity to run phase there and just go quickly. They do try and feed it over to the wing, or maybe just a few seconds too late. It's the right idea. It's the right industry. It maybe just needs a few more weeks on the training pitch, and then it starts to come off more consistently.
Yeah, 100%. And I think when you start seeing it work, it makes sense to you, because when you're making the transition from rugby, as these are all more rugby-style players, you don't really see the logic behind a lot of touch moves until you see them executed properly. As we saw there.
Yeah. And then Wales just take a leaf out the Portuguese book and say, okay, we're not going to take a touch on third, and we're just going to play around single shooters and find scoring opportunities. Against lovely play. And Priest Evans feeding over Alfie Southgate.
I think Wales are really finding their feet here. There's always a level of uncertainty in the first half when you're not sure what you're going to be facing. And so you're finding your feet, you're trying to work out the best tactic to beat them. And it's looking really good here.
I'm trying to spy who the coaches are in this boys 18s team for Wales, because they have done a remarkable job in the half-time team talk. Whatever they said, has certainly rung true in this second half, finding a lot of success, dominating in areas in which they weren't in the first half. They were allowing Portugal probably too many opportunities and too much uncontested ball.
Yeah, I mean, their defensive moves are fantastic. They're moving as a pack here to shut off any options that Portugal might have. It's
a really good example of exactly what you were saying. Zach Middleton was beaten, and it was a very good step to do that. Was just beaten, and then Hooper's there to back him up. The middle staying connected is it's an invaluable thing. It's worth its weight in gold. Here is Hooper. Nice checking over. And Sam Phillips. Bonham. Hooper again, great foot speed, beats one, slips back against the grain, beats two, gets the roll ball down, doesn't try and do too much. And then Lewis Williams trying to skate his way through a blind alley, not quite happening, the door shut in his face. There's still one touch left in the chamber. There's Williams. Link punish here for Williams. Yeah, this feels like try time if he didn't lose the ball over the line, but he'll get the penalty. He'll get a fresh set of 6 and another crack. That felt like an ominous attacking set and maybe an opportunity for Portugal to take some learning from Wales and think, okay, you're going to threaten our outside edges, we need to adapt accordingly.
Yeah, you couldn't help but feel that whichever direction Wales took that play, they were probably going to be in a good opportunity to score, as they have done here. But as you were saying earlier, the momentum in the subset was fantastic. He wasn't trying to do too much with the dump there. It was very much setting them up and putting a good platform ready to score. Absolutely.
And Lewis Williams was, well, it almost says, stop me once, fair enough. Stop me twice, no you can't. And gets the ball down. 8-1 now for Wales. 11 minutes left to go. 9 gone in this second half. The scoring is certainly extended for Wales. Portugal have found it a little bit tricky to create this momentum. But again, they get to the 7 very effectively. It's this work on the 7-metre line that I think they could, you know, just tune it up ever so slightly, increase the pressure. However, that's a lovely score. Iari Ling beaten by the speed at which that ball got onto the ground. And there's the England Lions boys down to my left-hand side who are celebrating that Portuguese score. I think the Portuguese are almost a fan favourite here. We love a good underdog story, and what a great finish that was by Salvador Mendes.
They basically ripped open the touch instruction manual for that, didn't they? It was a perfect drive up to the 7, beautiful sweeper platform, quick hands, perfect dive, textbook, lovely.
Yeah, and a great angle as well, you know, these running angles, which again, it feels ridiculous talking about running angles and micro skills at junior Euros with players who are so young, but this is the level in which they're operating at, and that running angle was just absolutely perfect. Williams with a late release away. To be given third touch. That's a massive call from Vasco Cardona, who really wanted to make his point that he'd made that touch. Hooper working with Middleton. This time checking open side to Tom Davies. Tom Davies on the link punish. Hooper feeding over towards Middleton. Middleton with a level right first step. Getting the ball down, if not for a phenomenal defensive touch that comes in at the last opportunity from Francisco Savivas. Hooper, late check away from Middleton. Flash pass over towards Davies. This is ominous, but there's a crossing call. There'll be penalty here for Portugal.
I mean, that's really tough stuff. You don't often see that call being made. It just, again, shows you the standard we're playing at here. That's the kind of thing they're having to look for.
Yeah, I mean, I am blown away at the standard of this Euro so far. It's a lovely bit of footwork, and that will be a penalty for a firm touch. That feels as plain as humanly possible. William Brock just a little bit too much in that touch. There's no malice in it, but it was illegal. And we continue. Great drive here from Portugal. Muscular touch coming in from Davies. Referee's just telling him to calm those touches down a little bit. There's nice open side work here as Paiva. And coming back over towards the short side. Late switch away. There's nice endeavour, but with touches left in the chamber, it feels like a really tricky decision to try and throw a little bit speculative on touch 3.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, I think that also comes down to the pressure of the Welsh defence there. I mean, they were straight up on them. They didn't give many options, and I think it was purely a panic moment.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the way that Wales are able to go sideline to sideline, 3 passes. That's all it is. You know, 1 up from the floor, and then 2 skip passes over to that far winger. And Portugal, their defensive spaces just open up because of it. It's really... I mean, it's characteristic of a team that's played touch for like 10 years, let alone probably 3 or 4 is what some of these boys' touch careers look like.
No, 100%, and it's their ability to then take the ball back the other way as well and really take advantage from it.
No, Williams with the right footstep, asking questions of the defender. Open side quickie, was picking up back against the grain, feeding, not quite taken. There was a hand of an apology, but to be fair, it was quite a tricky one to take so close to the line in front of a Portuguese defender.
Great pressure in defence there. They had 3 there, so they're doing their wave defence on the subset.
Yeah, Southgate getting up, making really good touches, and here comes the Portuguese Maraud, that is a brilliant drive again from Duarte Paiva, who has been brilliant and certainly one to keep an eye out for going into future tournaments. Paiva, young lad, lots of ability. Portugal playing Jouet, checking back against the grain. Suto, left foot stare. Portugal trying to dive into their box of tricks, killing the ball in a good area. Again, using all the touches. It's really, you know, the Portuguese sides will probably find it quite difficult in their divisions because they are just a little bit disadvantaged in terms of their developmental track. They're just not quite as far down that track as some of these other nations. But I'm really impressed by this boys 18 side. I love the way that they play touch. I think you add one attacking, one bit of attacking structure, and then this game looks completely different. 'Cause they've got the ability to threaten everywhere.
Yeah, definitely, and they're playing what they see, which is so great to watch. I mean, they're seeing how the Welsh are moving and they're reacting to it with these switches and trying to find the gaps. And I mean, that's the key foundation you need to make a strong touch team.
There's really good core skills at the roll ball as well. A little bit too deep. There's a nice running forward. However, I think that one was just on the back of the head. That's fair. I also think Thiago Romaloto has been on the receiving end of a couple bruising touches.
Yeah, I mean, the physicality of the game will pick up as it gets more heated and teams start to get frustrated, but it's just trying to keep that under control.
I think what's really nice as well, actually, is the physicality of this game has been tempered really well by the referees. We don't have a game without the referees. I think they've done a superb job so far. There's a lovely check back on the inside. Ari Ling was trying to make inroads through that Portuguese defence again. Here is Ling. Priest Evans. Ling. Now sweeper platform here. Ari Ling instead looking to rip into that link channel. It was well taken by Jacob Thomas, but not a lot of space for him to work within. Portugal get going in their subset once more.
They had a sweeper set up to get off then on that sub, which if they can just execute that on the line, it's going to be really dangerous because they've got the opportunity for dummy runners. They've got all the basic skills. It's just honing it in against a team like this that will really give them an advantage here.
Could not agree more. The small things that make such a big difference, and I think this Portuguese side, what's really nice as well is it's all very chit-chatty in the box. There's not a lot of negativity from what I can see. The body language looks pretty good. It's all solution focused.
Yeah, you can tell they're just enjoying themselves and having a good runabout, but also picking things up from it to take into the next game. It's the perfect spirit of the sport.
Absolutely. Here's Hooper. Checking over towards Davies. Davies. Oh, that is 6-touch and turnover. I think Hooper was just querying the hand signal. The referee, well, it is just 6-touch and turnover. And Portugal again off to the races, but just stuttering a little bit there in that transition. Wales want to go quickly. Here is Hooper and Middleton. There's not a thought of subbing as Hooper drives up to the 7 on first touch. There's Middleton. Hooper, Middleton, just steadying the ship for a moment. Tom Davies in this near link. And you've got Sam Phillips in the far link as well. Hooper, Middleton, back to Hooper. Hooper driving, diving, scoring. This middle partnership between Hooper and Middleton has been oh so impressive for me in this second half. If you wanted to pick a player of the game, it's one of these two boys. So you could probably just give it both of them. They just come in a pair anyway.
They do. There's such a back and forth dialogue between the both of them on the line that one way or another they're going to be able to make something magical. So yeah, it's really great to see them communicating throughout and achieving some incredible scores for Wales.
And what's probably a little detail that won't get highlighted all too often is the role of the links in that score. They're so wide, conditioning that defence to be really honest and not just crash in on those two middle players, trusting that those two boys have it in hand and they can make something happen. It's valuable stuff. You see Portugal move open side. Oh, that would have been absolutely stunning and applauded by the wings on the pitch as well. They love the endeavour, love the spirit in which it's being played. The boys are having fun out there regardless of the score.
Yeah, they really are. And again, they're spotting where the gaps are, but it perhaps just comes a little bit too late with those switches. But if they can do that slightly earlier, it would be a big threat to Wales.
It comes with experience, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It comes with just being in these positions more often. If you're, if you find yourself in a familiar position often and often and often, you then start to problem solve that much more efficiently. Whereas I think what we're seeing at the moment is Portugal just problem solving it, as you say, just slightly, just a little bit late, and it's very small margins we're talking about.
Yeah, to get another shot at this, which they'll be grateful for here.
Yeah, fresh set of 6 here on the line for Portugal. Baptista, it's been brilliant. Really, really, really good player. Salvador Mendes as well, wearing 8 over in that far link. This pod for me sort of has the probably the pick of the bunch from this Portuguese side. This feels like the bomb squad that they've brought on to try and make something happen. And Baptista platforming. There's a nice wrap there from Mendes. Sevivas.
Nice to see your classic 32 setup there as well, executed well. Not panicking and going for that offload on the line, using all their touches.
There's no touches remaining. That'll be 6 and change. But this part, I want to give them a quick individual shout out. Francisco Sevivas, Joao Baptista, Duarte Paiva and Salvador Mendes. They are proper touch players. They've got proper core skills. They're very dominant in their work. They're unrelenting. They've run at a furious speed all game. And they find themselves with another set of 6. And for me, this is the pod that I'd love to see get over in this second half. Just get a score on the board, because these 4 have been brilliant. Sweeper platform here. Looking to check back on the inside. Instead, there's a 2-on-1. Right foot step. Maybe just diving at the line would have done it. Unfortunately, Duarte Paiva has to come back to the mark. Flick pass away. That's given ball down. There was a Welsh player on the floor. Hoping that's not an injury. And that will bring us up the full time. And Wales boys 18s go marching forward. But a word on the Portugal side. That's a team with bags of potential that probably in a couple of years really start to threaten the status quo of the boys 18s division.
Yeah, that's exactly the word I'd use. They've got so much potential, and I feel in a few years' time they can go a really long way in this tournament. They've got the basic foundations, they work well as a team, they could be really threatening.
They absolutely could be. But coming up for you next, what I'm slyly touting as what could be game of the day, a game that's got me very excited. It's the boys 18s again. It's the home nation England taking on the Emerald Isle in Ireland, who will be on the sub box right below us. And that'll be with you in about 5 minutes' time.
Three is mixed 18s, Scotland versus Ireland. And on pitch 5 is mixed